it's so often the case that, when the senior members come back home at night and they sit with their families to have dinner, all they do is complain about what the day of, the work day was all about. And the children grow up listening to all of these ongoing, complaints, and, you wouldn't believe what my customers did, or my executives, or my brother who works with me, or whatever. And then at some point when the kids come of age, they turn around and say to the kids, come and work for me. And then the kids who have been hearing, 15 years or 20 years of this constant complaining ask themselves, so why would I want to submit myself to all that torture? So business families that do a good job on this front are able to actually share the joy of their work life. They talk about what and they bring the children into the conversation around problem solving. If they have something, they share it at the dinner table, and then the kids have input. The most brilliant entrepreneurs I've seen in my life recruit the next generation on very targeted issues that they're struggling with. I'm reminded of a client of mine who was in retail, and he had a problem because his store was in a brilliant location in the town in which they live, but it couldn't expand anymore. And the lines behind each cash register got very long. So one time, and he kept talking about this problem, and with his executives and everything else. One time his wife and his daughter went to get him a gift in another town, and they saw this store that had come up with a solution on how to fit 2 cash registers in the space of one, basically, with narrower lines and so forth. And the daughter, who was 15, saw this and immediately said to the mother, this is the solution to Dad's problem. And then she came back home all excited, told her father, drew the solution on a piece of paper. The father was just taken aback, said, yes, this is it. So the next time the father met with the executives, he asked the daughter to come and present the solution. The executives were a little bit embarrassed, that they hadn't come up with it themselves. But I tell you, within 2 weeks, the store had been remodeled using the idea that the daughter brought. Today, 15 years later, she went off, she worked in the company, she went off to get her MBA at a top university, worked for somebody else for a number of years, and then came back, and she leads a division of what's now a multi-business business now. Totally committed. But she goes back to that moment when her father invited her to think about an issue that was very real. She came up with a solution. The solution was the right solution, and then it was implemented. Now, she couldn't wait to get off the school bus every day to go and see how her solution was being implemented in the company.